Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. Before I get into it, I just want to say this channel is still relatively new and my videos will slowly get better, so please comment down below on how you think I can improve them. The past 5 videos have been more like strategy and tactical focused instead of just watching the battle replay. Yeah, so just let me know how that can look better and stuff like that. Or anything else really. Besides that, boys, we'll get into it. So this is the map for this one. Upborn is the name of it. We got entry there, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 entries plus pathway up to the main sort of base here. So it is a 5v3 here. So the defenders have to do 1 extra choke and the attackers have 1 less choke to focus on. So 4 chokes and a 5v3. It does get pretty close. On this side here, you can actually sneak up. Like, if you're coming up here, you can kind of get up on these ramps here from the side. This side's nice. You can get a few angles here. So a good faction with missiles would be good there. Here's a little tougher, because you can get archers up on here as well, So this is probably the harder one, plus this one. This is definitely the hardest. So you can get archers as a defender up along here and just pepper everything in here. So that's kind of the main idea of the map. We'll get to the army comps. Alrighty guys, so let's get to the army comps. So we have 5 attackers and 3 defenders, so a 5v3 here. First we have Dunland, played by Hammer. We got 2 Spears of Orthanc. What do we got here? 2 bandits and some axe throwers up top. So they're all of his missiles. And then also some Snargers as well. And the rest infantry, got some Blackwolds. They're probably his best infantry unit. Besides that, all of this is cannon fodder really. These guys, I suppose, can hold their own. Same with these. Pikes mixed in with this, and maybe a unit of this can hold their own. But that's Dunland. So, thinking about Dunland, don't think he had many archers either. Might have had a unit of Dunman hunters, if I recall, but that's it. Next we have Mordor, played by myself. Only archer is this guy. We have 2 Javs, a cav unit as well once we push through. Some Naz cannon fodder and pretty much just mostly elites and a couple pushing units here. And a couple halberds as well to get that AP going. Cardolan, played by Pyncook. We got 2 sharpshooters, a half guard, some Gwaflo trackers, a treb, which unfortunately gets destroyed, no spoilers. And a couple elites. Besides that, just a heap of quantity. So a lot of his armies are kind of similar. A couple Javs / archers, and also got some bandits in there too. And just a heap of infantry just to push. So a small skirmish phase at the start, then a push. Same goes for Isengard. It just works well for this map, for whatever reason. So just because it's a small area, you can kind of skirmish for a bit. 2 Expos, Urukai Archer, 3 Javs, and a heap of infantry, plus this Troll of the White Hand, which can do work. 3 Pikes, so maybe sending these in first, absorb ammo, and then sending these guys in. Because these guys just are really good at just holding the line. Same with this. Besides that, just quantity and a bit of skirmish force. Then we got Lindon. Little different, got a couple more archers, a few Javs, but same concept and a little more quality. These guys are really good. Same with these pikes. Holland and infantry not as good, but still just a good faction. So next we have the defenders. First, by the way, we have, forgot the names. Isengard was played by Django. Lindon was played by Hertumai. So next we have Gondor, played by Ingemar. We have Mithrandir's retinue. A lot of archers here that do really well. A lot of spears as well. So typical Gondor, literally just all spears and archers and a cav, plus a treb. So pretty deadly force there. Force to be reckoned with. Next we have Rhun, played by Scotty. Got the cav unit there. A lot of stacking with the crossbows, so that's a lot of value loss there. Same with the Gamps, which may, after the battle replay, this may be seen as a mistake here. Just because there's a lot of value loss there. Besides that, Rhune's infantry isn't great. So I see why he's stacked up on the missiles here. So we'll see how that goes. That's a lot of stacking. That's a stack there and 2 stacks there, which is a lot of value loss. Next we have Rhudaur, played by WingedSwordsmen. Got some Hereditine nobles. So all the Hereditine units up front. A stack on the jabs here, so that's a whole nother grand lost in value, which could have been spent on a lot of things. Although if he uses these well, it may not be lost. 2 Troll Hunters, a lot more missiles here than any other faction. Just a heap of missiles and spears to hold the line. So a pretty common theme through a lot of armies. These guys have a lot more cav. And the Treb should come in handy on this map as well. But enough being said, we'll get to the battle. Alrighty guys, the battle's pretty much started. So it is a 5v3, so we got pretty much every angle being taken care of here. We have Lindon moving up to the rear. I'm also going to the rear. So this is where we'll double up here. Each side will have one faction otherwise. So Lindon and Mordor seems like a pretty deadly combo. Got these guys as a cannon fodder. Push up, get the Nazgul in there. These guys with their jabs, archers, and elite infantry to come in at the end. So we're mostly facing Gondor here. Played by Ingemar. So a lot of archers. Gondor's also kind of taking this pathway. Who's being attacked by Cardolan, played by Pyncook. We don't really know what his name is. I think it's Pyncook, but yeah. With this side as well, we're kind of telling him just to slow down a bit until the end, just because it's an absolute death pit in here. So he's kind of just putting a little bit of pressure there, but no real push is going to be made, which is nice. Hammer on this side with Dunland, using his Snaggers already, going for these Gamps. Let's see another volley here. So only a few of them are firing, but that's all you need here. Would I waste skirmishes on this? Yeah, probably. I'd rather use archers if he's got... I don't think Dunland has any archers though. So yeah, probably a fair move here. Let's get taking down these Gamps, softening them up. This side's also pretty deadly. Although Hammer pushes a lot more aggressively than we expect. And then Isengard, played by Django, on this side. He's already engaged, actually. He's got some Urukai Raiders in there. Clansmen on standby. Pike's taking a few hits. What else? We've got some skirmishers hiding behind here. Bit of a cheeky spot, and I think he's going for these guys. Yeah. So, reasonably fast start. Not too much skirmishing. Looks like he's pushing up his clansmen a little bit. So these two sides definitely start off faster. Got Wings Nobles. They're not a good move with these clansmen right here. That guy just fell over. Damn. So I'd honestly just leave them back. Lindon's pretty much set up. I'm almost there. The goal for this side, I'm basically going to push in some fodder and some Nazgul. And the Nazgul will... Any unit... Like, a Nazgul's going to take down pretty much every unit if it's got at least a bit of support, so it doesn't get surrounded. So if you put in, like, a fodder here, and Nazgul in, like, the center, it's always a cheeky move. Usually does pretty well. So, like, Pyncook's got some bandits moving up. I'm just going to say Pyncook for now. It sounds a little better. Got some retinue making a threat. Would I waste ammo at this point? Yeah. Yes, just because of these bandits. Definitely go for these bandits here. Very nice target indeed. And then save these guys ammo. Probably shoot. I'd be shooting some of this stuff back here, to be honest. Some Morennan infantry in the rear. What else is there? Yeah, definitely some clean shots over here, which I think he might go for soon. And another thing to note with this side, you can actually move up here. So there's technically 3 divisions you can go. You can come up this way. Also, this way you got to kind of go up there. You can get around, and then obviously the center. Also, one thing I did miss, these trebs had a little skirmish at the start. So Ingemar lost 1 treb, and then Pyncook lost 2 trebs over here. So yeah, that's kind of a big deal there. It'll come back to bite us. See a nice volley here. Only a couple kills. These guys will break pretty soon, I think. Yep, that's a break. Probably a bit, almost a little bit wasted there. You could almost move these guys up a little bit, put in the other spear a little closer, and then get the jabs like right up close. But then again, that would expose a really bad angle with these archers, so not much you can do there. That's why it's a good idea to wait on this side. Especially a Cardolan. Cardolan seems like a faction that can get chewed up. If I was dwarves, I'd maybe push, but dwarves are usually banned, so. Now here we come, some action on this. I'm just going to check on Dunland. Yeah, we got a fair bit of action here. What are they called? Snarger's out of ammo. Got the half-orc spear guard in there. Just gonna. It's too loud. Loknar rim, cheeky rear angle here. With these guys, I'd conserve ammo and really just try and break them, and then conserve again. Looks like he's stopped completely. I'd keep going here. It's too good of an angle to let go. Though these Snargers will break any second, and then after that, these guys will break. Looks like it could be, yeah, 2 units of Gamps in there. And these guys should break. Isengard. Isengard's made a bit of a gap here. Although, no, the clansmen are just moving back, it looks like. So a lot of back and forth on this side with these nobles trying to find a gateway. I feel like that was a good charge because I didn't see a single cav drop there. And these clansmen are about to break too. Push very deep in there. I'm not sure if that was necessarily a good move. Do you have any engagements yet? Just about. My Nazgul should be pretty close by. Might be hidden up here. Temple Guard moving up. One thing that annoyed me in this game, I could not get a good angle with these Temple Guard. For some reason, like even here, like aiming for a unit back here, it just did like completely vertical shots. Like, you can see it here as well. I think it's because of the uphill slant, maybe. Comes the Urukai infantry. Simple infantry unit that's very good against most other units. Clansmen won't hold. Smart move. I'd even get your cavs kind of around here and get a, just even if it's a couple kills, it's good enough. Diamond Hunters still firing away as they have been the past 5 minutes or so. Some of these marksmen, a lot of ammo being used here, which is, it's really easy at the beginning of the game just to waste it all. I'm guilty of that myself. I find myself just absolutely spending it. But depends on the units. Like right here, what's he going for? The archers, I'd honestly leave that. I'd get 1 unit on them and maybe a unit on this, like this unit there. Although these Javs are doing it. Especially when you got Cav. If you got archers and Cav, just use your Cav first. Because they'll get more value. And then save your ammo for spears and other things. Generally speaking. Obviously there's times where it's too difficult to do. Got the pikes ready to go. Might be a fresh unit. All the same. This is almost a tricky, almost a bait target because it's so widely spread. If you had a unit to shoot this like this, you're not going to get many kills, it looks like. And I think he figured that out because at the start you can see a few of them are a bit bloody. So he definitely had a crack at them. Dunland still pushing up pretty heavily there. Kind of just putting pressure on. Looks like we finally made move on this side. Hopefully I get my Nazgul in there. I think they could be hidden somewhere. Not sure exactly. And he does have his Nimlothian guard here, so I do send these guys around to get a dirty angle on these. And he does end up realizing it pretty much like right now. Yeah, he pushes them back. Do I get a volley here? Let's see. We do. Not a full one. Yeah, got a kill there. It's decent enough. Nazgul, where are these Nazgul? It's always good to get Nazgul in at this point, because especially if they don't know they're there. Most defenders are pretty good and they realize it, but it's always just a nice move, because there's not much you can do about it, really. Maybe a Treb shot. He does use his Treb on my Nazgul. And it's good to have his Treb this way, just because there's two armies there. Especially with Mordor. Just a heavy pushing faction. Here comes the Nazgul now. Alright, things are quiet on Pyncook's side. Pyncook. Not really much, although, never mind, he's actually pushed a decent amount here. Isn't necessarily a bad move, considering everyone else is pushing. You don't just want to let half the armies push. If one army's pushing, you generally want everyone to get going. Ooh. Good to spread everything out here. I do have some Javs in the mix. I'd get my fodder down here. Javs up front. About there. Yeah, the Nazgul are getting in there now. So definitely has a crack on my Naz here. He ends up getting about 5 of them. So I end up only having 4 for most of the battle. But 4 is enough to do damage, you know. Like 4 would definitely turn the tide of a fight here. But right now 9's definitely going to tear these guys up. And always try and push these guys to the front. Because it'll stop them from getting fired by arrows. Just because their units are there. So the friendly fire disables it pretty much. What do you got up here? Marines. Oh yeah, so it looks like Herd's pushing up on the flanks a little bit here. Just small units. Nothing big. This side, it's going to be a slog. It's always going to be quite literally an uphill fight for Pyncook here. Yeah, such a deadly valley there. Although, comment down below if you think he's right to do this. Push up now, or should he wait for his allies? I'm honestly split. I think he should, just a little bit. There's such a waste. These guys will just die and they'll break. Especially Cardolan, they're not known for the best infantry. More known for their numbers and crossbows. Yep. Yeah, I think probably waiting. The pressure's there. It causes Ingemar to multitask, especially against 2 players over here. We've got a break here. So this is kind of big. He doesn't have much. He's got archers there and a couple units there. So we kind of realize this. We don't want to push too deep. It's almost like a trap because he's got jabs all out here. But then again, I am Mordor and Lindon's got some tricks up its sleeve. So yeah, we do push in quite decently here. Got a Nazgul here. Scared of Cav because Cav can definitely do some damage to us here. And that's kind of why we were hesitant to push. So you got Mithrandir's retinue there, and Wings nobles there. Here comes the orc fodder. Getting in there. Getting amongst it. Here comes my cav. Doesn't do much here. More so just to ward off his cav. And I do kind of step up the pace here. So it does hurt. Setting up some marines there. More infantry there. Temple guard. Be good to get these Olags in there soon. And deadly shot there. I'm pretty sure that's what takes out a lot of my Naz. Let's see. I want to see if it does. Yeah, it does. 4 left. So great shot. Great value there by that Treb. Caused a couple units to break, I think. Fighting to the death in there. The orc fodder. And a good thing about these maps, when you have a unit break, sometimes it just stands there and fights to the death just because of pathfinding issues. So it helps out like a tad. Makes them fight, the enemy fight us a little longer in certain aspects. So these Gamps won't hold, especially them at the front. See how Isengard's going. Just a brutal slog. Kind of the idea is because there's 2 of us here, everyone's kind of waiting for us to push in first, and then everyone kind of makes their move. Like over here, it's not that strong. He's got Scions, and Rhun doesn't have the best infantry. Neither does Dunland for that matter. So they're probably evenly matched here. So as soon as there's a weak point, Hammer should get going as soon as possible. When there is a weak point, not now. Now if he charged, he'd get destroyed. All things considered. Here comes the Oleg High. Just to break up that front line. Disrupt the formation of the Fountain Guard. The Jav's gone wild here. Going for these Troll Hunters. Here comes the Dragon Knights. So just a brutal slog here. That's a very nice screenshot. I might get that. Yeah, Jav's going. Look at that. Ooh, that hurts a lot. They're the shots you want to be getting. Ooh, this infantry unit didn't break, fortunately. Yeah, these Oleg High are in a prime spot right now. Now, with the Nazgul in there, what else we got? A lot of this is fighting to the death. So a lot of this is a broken line here. It just doesn't look like it yet. I mean, these Oleg High do need support. Here comes some, what is it, out of ammo Javs, it looks like, yeah. Just to reinforce the line a little bit. Just a brutal front line stretching right out here to here as well. What do we got coming up? Some more infantry, which is good to see. I'll lift Nimlothian Guard here. It'd be good to get some archers out here again. Although I didn't want to make the same mistake and him just retreat again. Although it would be good to force a retreat and then further push there. So we've got 3 defending cav units just really trying to keep us in check here. In terms of Isengard, pushing here. For defender's perspective, a good, I don't know, he's definitely got ammo left. So shooting these pikes is the best move here. Comes Trolls with the White Hand, great troll unit. Pyncook slow down again, big break here. So yeah, tough fight, a lot of dead in the street here, which is tough. Still got a lot of men left. You'll notice that at the end, he has a lot of reinforcements left. Ooh, another Treb shot there. Absolutely brutal. So we got some Chosen, a lot of elites coming out from Rhun here. Just try and keep us back. Or like high, these guys end up getting 3 the gold chevrons, so they definitely get their value. Bit of a charge there to broken units, which is nice. Where my Nazgul are. It's always good to know where your Naz are, so they don't get charged. That being said, I don't think there's many left. In fact, they might all be goners. Got Lindon Guard firing away. Good to target these cav before they do any damage, because we are going to have to push through eventually. And that's when the cav's going to be the most devastating. Got some Renin on the flank here. Should win that, because there's a little bit of a high ground here. Although it gives the enemy some angles with archers. Gondor also has some Athelian rangers right in here. They're currently hidden somewhere. But there are rangers here and they do hella damage. What do we got here? Mifflins. What is it? Mifflin Marines moving up. So I'm kind of getting ready for a push here. These Morgul's Chosen. There's just one unit there. He's gone with the flank. More Orc fodder moving up. So I think my teammates are telling me at this point we definitely need to reinforce the front line. Which is a fair point, we do. What do we else we got? I think I move up jabs as well. Where are those jabs? Maybe I've used all my jabs. No, I've definitely got jabs somewhere. I'll check on Hammer's side. So yeah, definitely picked up the pace here a lot. Spent a bit of time on this side. I haven't looked at this too much. Got some skirmishes going ham here. Getting some... Do we have any Log flag room in there? Don't believe so. Damn, double line of skirmishes here. That is just... That's really going to hurt Rhun here. Especially with Blackworlds. Blackworld's a great unit. They'll hold the line for a while. Just because of their locked morale. Some veterans and spear guards to increase the longevity. Bandits going ham here. These bandits are a bit darker in colour. If you look at these bandits, where do they go? I think they're breaking still. Don't know if we'll get to see them. Because definitely before, if you saw the bandits, they're a lot greener. Dunland's got like a dark uniform on for some reason. Anyway, I'm digressing a little bit here. Look at that little side charge there. Snargus skirmish is going ham. That is just a brutal line there. I'd almost go for this Cav as well when he can. So Cavs also like moving in sync with each other, which is fair. You can definitely break this unit of bandits there. How's Isengard going? Slowed down a little bit, which is fair enough. A few volleys. From what do we got? Urukai Archer's still alive there. Got the crossbows going at it as well. A few different things. We've got something back here as well. So Isengard's almost spent. He does not have much left at all. It's like the Nazgûl High. I don't know where the Nazgûl High has gone. Here it is. Do you have a general? All bloodied up a little bit. That might be a general. Yeah, I think it might be. So we push through pretty soon. Kamal's Chosen. How much? 48 left. So that's still pretty healthy. Got the Morgul's Chosen on the flank here, which is a nice little spot. I think he gets his trap going pretty soon. So we do push a bit harder here. Temple Guard out of ammo. It does have my general in here, so it's risky to send it in this early. That's another thing you have to decide. We also have Raven Helms in here somewhere. Where are they? Cool unit. You don't see them too often for some reason. But they do decently. What else we got? We've got some Lindon stuff here. Mifflin Marines out of ammo. Moving up some Morgul's Chosen again. Morgul's Chosen on standby. Because the reason I have jabs here somewhere is because I remember shooting, just absolutely peppering these Kamal's Chosen. Might have happened earlier though. Yeah, I think it did. Yeah. Minus Morgul's Chosen, moving in here, making a bit of a gap here. Here comes Morgul's Chosen, so I've just kind of stepped it up a little bit here. Especially with his Temple Guard. These guys will win this engagement now. A lot of these are weakened. These jabs, good with their jabs in melee. I think they're okay, but they're not going to stand a chance against Morgul's Chosen and everything else here. Nice volley. So I push through here just because there's swords and archers out of ammo, so bit of a waste of a unit, I must say. I lose a lot here. I try and kind of push this way where it's weakest. And then half of them still get stuck either way. Decent volley there, although I don't see too many die there. Nazgûl. Is that a Naz? No, that's the general. It's the general there. So here goes the Chosen. It does get shut down pretty quick. So I'm kind of just putting pressure in the rear here. Morgul's Chosen, just a great unit to have on the front line. We've got some rangers here. Yep. They get a lot of... I think they end up getting 400 or 500, Ingemar said. It's pretty deadly. Taking care of these jabs. They were in melee just a second ago. He's doubled up on them, it looks like. Double forage room jabs. Have to double check that in the army comps. That's insane. Double jabs. That's another thing with Rhun. He quadrupled up on these crossbows. So that's 2 stacked units, I'm pretty sure. Before it goes... It's 2 units before it goes red. And the value goes up, so... Arguably a bit of florin mismanagement there. I don't know. If you got too many florins, you should go for a more expensive faction usually. Just to get that value. Especially in a map like this, there isn't a crazy amount of room. For a 5v3 especially. So here comes the halberds. With all of a sudden their line's looking a lot thinner. With the rest of our men coming through. Got jabs still going. Hert's jabs have really done well this game. Kind of the hidden MVP here. They've just been doing their thing the whole time. This honor guard holding the flank. Almost a cheeky idea to get them a little closer to the edge and shoot them. Now a lot of elites back here. We've got Blade Master and guards ready to go. So as soon as there's a gap, these guys will definitely make gains. Pyncook's moving up a little bit. Ingemar's moved down apparently. And a lot of these guys have kind of left here to support this battle in the center. And all of a sudden, guys, Isengard's committed a lot. The defense is looking really thin. It all kind of happens at once. Like all of a sudden, it's not much here. This line's almost broken. Held by just a couple berserkers. Morgul's Chosen, about to break this side as well. So we're kind of waiting for a break. I push through to silence ease. I am scared of his cav though. Just because my general's right here. It's a little scary. I think I end up sending him back. What do we got? Here comes the big final push here. So once we break through, we kind of put in the chat, this is the time to really get going. I think we might have said it right now because Pyncook's moving up a little bit. Hammer's pretty depleted at this point. Still the pressure's there though, which is good to see. Couple black walls in there, I think. Vanguard. With that axe armor piercing there. So Isengard's a lot further in now, which is good to see. His Dragon Knight's going to be a pain. Shadowbow's moving up. This side should pretty much be Dunsky now. So Marksman of Carandros moving up. These Rangers just absolutely stacking up kills here. I think at this point they're... Is Treb out of ammo or is he waiting? Definitely wouldn't be waiting. I'd definitely go about now. Because this won't be the fighting zone for much longer. Or it'll be around here soon. It's just these marksmen holding here. This side's pretty much broken. Rhudaur and Guard moving up. Few of them knocked over by some cav. Few cav taken down as well. Comes the last of Isengard pushing in. Very depleted. A lot of cav here still. Comes some walks. Trying to silence these Kamal's Chosen. We'll get on these axe throwers. Seems like they got a decent charge there as well. Got some Raven Helms in there. Big push by these Noldurian Guard here. Absolutely brutal. So pretty much we're also very depleted. Both sides are depleted. So 80% of our attackers have been killed opposed to 75% of defenders. Which seems like they have the advantage. I'd say it's a little closer just because we got more quantity. So yeah, still a very even fight here. Though, that's Gondor's general there. That's pretty devastating. That'll cause a break. A lot sooner. Morgul's Chosen to hold back this Fountain Guard. And at this point, we're kind of going for Pyncook's side. Just because he is... If we can break this side, he's got the most man left. It's got wardens here, Tharbard warhammers, and some sharpshooters. So all very good units who can hold their own in melee. Except for those sharpshooters, they're probably a bit lesser than the rest. Got some Gondor archers holding the line here. That's not going to last. Some rangers. Some wardens as well, ready to go. Now, I am surprised the attackers or the defenders aren't really proposing a retreat yet. And comment down below if you think they should have retreated. I'm going to say it's bad. In this situation, both cases are bad. Because we've broken through, and if they retreat, here, they're going to lose a lot of men that don't need to. Same over here. Like, it'll just be a quicker death if they retreat, I think, at this point. And we've almost cut off a few exits. This is about to be cut off. This is pretty much cut off now. The Nazgûl and the guard pushing right around here to Dunland. A lot of Easterlings over here. What do we got back here? Some pikes ready to go. Still, hammer's not completely gone yet. Spears of Orthanc that have snuck up here. Some Lochnar Rim, they're just standing there for some reason. Double Spears of Orthanc. So hammer's still got some, I think these are their best unit for Dunland. Which is, yeah, awesome looking unit. Get some nice volleys here. So hammer's still stacking up the kills here. And Django and Hurt making a push on this flank. Then it's me and Hurt on this other flank. I believe there goes my general. I believe, although at this point I'm pretty much spent. Do not have much left at all. What do we got here? Some Marines shutting up these Wardens. Mithrania's retinue getting a dirty charge on these guys. And these executioners are kind of just keeping these guys at bay. Not necessarily going to win that fight. And here comes Pyncook. Some marksmen, that's about it. Some Noldirian guard that have come around as well. That'll help out a fair bit. Very good cav charge as well. So at this point, we're kind of telling everyone just to push in. Push in as hard as possible. Especially with hammer here. The side's pretty critical. Probably where we're doing the best. Where we've got the most. We've got Blade Masters in here. It's important they get their value at this point. We got some trolls here as well. The Noldirian Guard. Spears of Orthanc have entered the fight with these pikes. Pike should win that one. So they're just like that. It's pretty much, this side's cleared up. Wardens of the White Tower and the Fountain. Fountain Guard's such a cool unit. So at this point, where are we at percentage-wise? 91 to 99. 91 to 88. So very close. Wardens. Bit of a rear angle. From what's half guard, it looks like. Another great looking unit. So I think we're safe to speed it up here. Got marksmen on this side holding back the storm of Cardolan. And we've pretty much done this side up. Noldirian Guard really pushing for that Treb. There goes another general. I believe that's the Easterling general. And kind of just remnants of Gondor still on this side. That have the last to be taken care of. What do you got? Still got the Nimlothian Honor Guard still just sitting here. Wonder if that was a good move. Probably not, considering what they could have done back there. But they did hold back this whole flank, which had a lot of jabs on it. Yeah, here comes the rest of Lindon. Player admitted defeat, so it's pretty much game. 97 to 90. Yeah, so it was a good game. Trying to think what the defenders could have done better. Pretty rough. Especially once we broke through this side. I think giving the side more support. And another thing with this side, you actually can't get archer fire up here. It's a little tougher. I think just giving more support here. Gondor was a fine faction against what we had. I feel like a lot of value for Rhun wasn't used here. Like you saw double Snargers shooting here. Honestly, comment down below what you think could have been done better by defenders. I actually don't know. It was just a tough fight. Probably just not letting us push through. But that's a general statement. Then Lothian Honor Guard. Oh, that's a break there, and that's game. So debrief wise, close game. Already got kills. Hertumai really doing well. Same with Django. So a lot of unsung. It didn't look like Isengard was kind of getting torn up, but he got a lot of value against mostly Rhudaur there. Besides that, close game. I think just getting value. A lot of the florins use like a lot of stacking in the army comps by pretty much by these two factions. The Treb did well. Nothing wrong with the Treb there. Anyway, guys, I did hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.